God looks at us in our current state and sees us in our intended state. Your breakthrough may not come the way somebody else got their breakthrough. Your breakthrough may come a totally different way. God has given you the victory, and because the triumph is yours. Health is a mindset. Wealth is a mindset. Prosperity is a mindset. Well, let's get into the word, the birthing of a dream, or the birthing of dreams. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Notice what happens in verse 22. And the children what? Struggled together within her. Now, this is something that I want you to really focus in on, because this is the message right in here. I'm going to give you the punchline right quickly. She said, if it be so, why am I thus? In other words, you say, if this is a gift from God, if this is God's promise, if this is what God said, if this really right, then why am I going through this pain? If this really God, why am I having war inside of me? You say another way, Bishop. She said, if this really is God, then why all the hell that I'm going through? I want to get your attention quickly, because I only have a short time to do this. Because she said, if this be so, if this is God, then why all this kicking and fighting and elbowing? Why are my ribs hurting? If this really God to me, then why am I going through all the struggle inside of me? The struggle together within her. If it be so, why am I thus? And she went and inquired of the Lord. See, there's times in your life that answers are not going to come from your friends. There's time in your life that answers not going to come from your family. It's not going to come from those on your job. There's times in your life that you're going to have to go to God by yourself and for yourself and hear what God has to say. Why is this going on? God, only you can tell me what is happening here. Now listen, write this down quickly, write it down. The pool of destiny inside of you creates friction within the environment around you. She's carrying something prophetic. She's carrying the promise of God. She's carrying the answered prayer. She's carrying something from God. Do you understand that whatever is going on inside of you that's from God is going to create friction around you? See, some people have the feel-good philosophy that's creeped over into the church realm, and people got hooked on that. If you're really serving God, you don't have to know challenges. If you're really serving God, you don't go through anything. You're really serving God, there's no test, there's no tension. And if somebody going through something, then you must be out of the will of God. But let me tell you, Eric, that's wrong. There's times in your life that you can be right smack in the center of the will of God, and still struggle goes on the inside of you. And struggle on the inside of you doesn't mean that you're out of the will of God. Clap your hands and give God some glory. Come on, we're going to move now. We got to move. Write this down quickly now, Because it's going to help you when you leave here. Whenever you get a revelation from God, whenever you get a word from God, whenever you get a promise, a prophetic word from God, before it frees you, it will try you. I understand something about life. That life is not about a destination. Life is about the journey. Yes. Yes. It's not about how you arrive and all the fanfare and all the popularity. Let me tell you, it's who you becoming on the journey on your way to your destination. And some of you right now, you got dreams in your heart. You got visions in your heart. You've seen it for years and years, even childhood dreams. And the moment you begin to move in that dream and move in that prophetic flow, and you begin to see God open up some things, let me tell you something, friction begins to happen. You get a hold of something from God, and you know it's God. Before it blesses your life, it will try your life. And the thing that come to free you will try you before it frees you. Whatever's going on inside of you, it's not that you're dying. It may feel like that time. It may feel like I want to throw my hands up. I want to forget about what's happening. I want to just get away. If this is you, God, then why am I thus? Is this your promise, and why am I thus? Listen, something will bring the will of God in your life is not easy. It's a walk with God. It's a perseverance. It's an endurance. God measures your faithfulness by how you finish. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. For thou hast been faithful over a few things. Now I'll make you ruler over much. It's endurance. It's perseverance. It's keep on going. It's keep on going. You keep on going when you don't feel like keep on going. But something is about to happen, and if you don't give up, some of you right now, I got an answer for you. Some of you on the brink. Some of you about to throw the towel in. Some of you know you got the promise. You prayed, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose, and you say, why am I thus? Those of you that are watching my Ustream right now all over the world, so you're asking that same question. I got a promise. I got a word from God. The prophetic word has come. But why am I thus? Why am I hurting? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I wanting to throw in the towel? I'm about to see something to take place, but now I have had it. I've got it. And what can I do? Watch this. You got to catch it now. Verse 23. Here's why. Here's why. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Here's the reason. See, some of you sitting right now with dreams inside of you, vision inside of you, aspirations right now. And the more you dream, the harder it gets. And you asking yourself the question, if this is God, then why am I going through this? You got 4 business inside of you, but you're flipping burgers. You got something inside of you, but on the outside is contradictory to what you know on the inside of you. Oh my God. If God has given me this gift, then why am I hurting? He says, here's why. You got 2 nations in your womb. Because one is stronger than the other. And one is going to be compliant. And the other is going to be aggressive. You got to hear what I'm saying. You see, there's something in you that wants to pursue your dream. There's something in you want to pursue the vision. There's something in you wants to go to the next level, to go to the next. But there's something inside of you that's holding it back and said, no, you can't do it. Nobody's ever done it before. What you're going to do if you take a risk? If you take a risk and move out in this area, what would happen? What would other people say? You see, there's two nations inside of you. There's something about the status quo that is literally intoxicating. Something about the status quo that intoxicates, that you don't want to move, that you don't want to put things at risk, and that you want to keep things just like they are. If you get into change, it's scary. And change may be one of these most paralyzing elements that we have as humans face, that in the space, that little area that you carved out for yourself, it may be small and it may be keeping you less than what you can be, but hey, does it feel good because it feels safe? But where you know everything is at, you know everything you need to know, is feel comfortable, it feels great, it's there, and you know all the places all it is. It's a world that shrinks around you. It's a world that literally is forcing you to confine yourself to a box. It's making you only as big as a space that you allowed yourself. But whatever change you refuse to embrace, not only does it freeze you in turn, but it stunts your growth. And if you want to become something, it's a literal act of changing, a literal act of rebirth and making yourself a something new. But in that you must face change. Some people call it the terror of change. You must face that you may fail. You must face that you may be embarrassing yourself. You must face that in the unknown, it could be the worst. But unless you're able to do that, you'll never be able to taste the living vastness outside the box. That merely having the life that isn't confined, but more beautiful and interesting, more that God has called you into. You see, you're locked into one place, and when you have a box that have no windows, and your world could be nothing but a wall. But when you have a window and you have a door, talking to somebody right here, it becomes an entryway into something completely new. Action is the fundamental key to all success. So if you want to succeed, if you want to move to the next level of your destiny, if you want to move in the next dimension of your vision, your dream, you have to be willing to walk through the door. And if you're in a box that has no door, you got to be willing to kick one open. You got to be willing to claw through feet of concrete. You got to be willing to move when God says move, and God says a dream inside of you. Even though God spoke it and all hell is broke loose, there's fear tried to come and stop you from moving, but there's one that's stronger inside of you that wants to go, but there's one in you that's trying to hold you back. If that's what it takes to get you on the other side, you got to be willing to push yourself out of the comfort zone. You got to be willing to push yourself beyond what you know in the natural realm. You got to take control of your destiny to realize that the only fundamental truth is this: only you control what you can be. You see, God looks at us in our current state and sees us in our intended state.